With rising global tensions and the possibility of conflict in Europe, many people are wondering, where would you go to stay safe if Russia were to launch a major attack? Today, we're breaking down the safest destinations based on geography, politics, and global stability. Let's get into it. Before we dive into specific locations, let's talk about what makes a place safe in a worst-case scenario. Distance from conflict zones, the further the better. Political neutrality: countries that avoid war tend to stay peaceful. Self-sufficiency. A good supply of food, water, and energy is critical. Low nuclear threat. Some areas are unlikely to be nuclear targets. Switzerland is famously neutral, armed to the teeth for defense, and has deep underground bunkers in the Alps. It's self-sufficient, rich, and hard to invade. But if a full-scale nuclear war happens, it's still in Europe. Switzerland is famously neutral, armed to the teeth for defense, and has deep underground bunkers in the Alps. It's self-sufficient, rich, and hard to invade, but if a full-scale nuclear war happens, it's still in Europe. Far away from conflict zones, highly self-sufficient and politically stable. Plus, stunning landscapes. The downside? It's not easy to get to, and in a global crisis, flights may be limited. Australia is an isolated, resource-rich country with strong defences. It's less likely to be targeted, but its alliance with Western powers could bring trouble. These South American nations are far removed from global conflict zones. They have abundant natural resources, and Patagonia is one of the safest places in the world in case of a global crisis. An island in the middle of the Atlantic, no military and little strategic importance in a world war. It relies on geothermal energy and has plenty of fish. Not bad if you like cold weather. Now, where should you avoid? Europe itself. If Russia attacks, it's the danger zone. The United States and NATO countries, these would be direct targets in a global war. China, not directly involved, but could be dragged into the conflict. The Middle East, historically unstable and could be affected by energy crises. Of course, we all hope that diplomacy prevails and war never happens. But if you're thinking ahead, these are some of the safest places you could go in a worst-case scenario. Where would you escape to? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay prepared.